Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston. Welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty serious show for you guys today that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. So please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all know, Ime Udoka made some significant major headlines a number of months ago when the scandal broke, surrounding him and the Boston Celtics and a staff member that worked at the organization. At the time when it came out, everyone was kind of like on kind of against Ime Udoka. They had just assumed he was in the wrong. He did something wrong. That was the first knee-jerk reaction from most people. And then as information came out, we now found out that it was a consensual relationship at the workplace, which apparently was forbidden and wrong. Obviously, we all knew this. And then we started to realize that the coverage was being skewed. And what do I mean by this? We noticed that Ime Udoka was made to be the face of workplace misconduct, and they were doing a fantastic job of concealing the person that had the consensual relationship with him's identity. They would not release that person's identity, and people put up all type of Swiss cheese arguments as to why Ime Udoka's identity should be made public and the other person, when it's a consensual relationship, consensual relationship, and to this day makes absolutely no sense. But people wanted to do it because of the double standard that exists in society, and therefore we find it very easy to throw men under the bus because, well, they're men, they have no feelings, they're not human beings, so they should be able to take it. I noticed that some people have an issue with me saying that. That's your bloody business, right? If you want me to be happy to see men get railroaded, then you came to the wrong channel. There are a lot of guys that will easily do that for you to pacify your feelings and make you feel comfortable. I'm not one of them. If you don't like it, then it's a free world. It's a big world. You can go out there and find that. Then the coverage around it started to get very started to become messy. There was a major spat that took place on ESPN First Take. You could tell that there was a sentiment out there where they were basically trying to treat men like little boys on that network. And it was very, very disgusting to see, if I'm being honest with you. There was a incident between Malika Andrews and Stephen A. Smith where she came on his show and she was talking to him like she was talking to one of her little kids, like one of her little nephews or something, or some little boy, right? Talking to a 50-plus-year-old man, talking about, Stephen A., you need to stop. You need to stop. And he checked her on the show. You're not going to dictate the terms on my show. She then carried that same behavior, carried it over to Kendrick Perkins. And then one of the most egregious incidents on the network was when Jalen Rose was on, I believe, NBA on ESPN or something like that. And he said, if these are two consensual adults, why is Ime Udoka's identity being made public and the other lady's not? The very next segment or two, he came on and read an apology saying, "Hi, I am Jalen Rose, and I apologize for my statements about this." And a lot of people were disgusted by that because, wait a minute, so what's wrong with him saying that? Number one. Number two, why is it okay still to have Ime Udoka's name being thrown all through the mud? And some guys, again, that I'll never side with you, wanted me to join you on that crusade to sit up there twerking it up. And I'm not going to do it because a lot of you guys like the virtue signal, and I wasn't interested in being annexed to that nonsense. So they did that, and he came out, he made an apology, something that a lot of us, quite frankly, disagreed with, and we thought it was quite cringy and totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Then we heard that just yesterday that Joe Mazzulla, the interim head coach, who was the former assistant head coach to Ime Udoka, was now being promoted to the head coaching position, kind of similarly to the way Jacques Vaughn was promoted from the interim coach with the Brooklyn Nets all the way to the head coaching position there with the Brooklyn Nets. So yesterday they were discussing this matter on ESPN, and Stephen A. Smith totally went off and made his feelings absolutely clear on where he stands on the issue. So for those of you who missed his comments on the issue, take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say here, and then we'll come back and react to it. Take a listen to that.
I am not absolving him from anything that he may have done. The fact of the matter is he's been very smart to disappear because there is no defense for what he has appeared to do. That is separate and apart from what my ire is all about. You put this man on Front Street on a personal issue. I'm going to state it for one more time. Damn it, I'm lying. It's going to be many times I'm going to state this. It was an HR issue, Jay. We had no business knowing about this stuff. And I'm going to say it. Listen, we all know what time it is. I got news for the public. I want to break. This is breaking news, okay? Black dudes ain't the only one to do what Ime Udoka did.
These things have happened before.
These things have happened on many occasions before in professional sports. White male executives doing what they doing with a female. We never heard about it. In NBA circles, and you know this, Jay, we'd hear a lot, but never publicly. There was never a press conference to address the issue. There was none of that. You either fire them or you keep them, and it's handled internally. And if you ease them out the door, we hear a whole bunch of speculation as to why that is,
But it's other
but we never know. And I expected better from them. Again, fire Ime Udoka or keep him. But the whole stuff about having a press conference and alluding to this or that, other people were protected. Ime Udoka wasn't. He ain't married. It's none of our business. That's my position. It's none of my business. It's none of our business about him. It's none of our business about her, whoever she is, and her family situation, whatever that is. It's none of our business. And the fact that this became a national story where you heard numerous narratives being thrown out there is egregious. And what the Boston Celtics did in terms of how they handled it, it was either sloppy or intentionally malicious to throw this man under the bus and potentially ruin his career. I don't like it. I never have. And let me tell you something. I'm being kind, and boy, are y'all lucky I'm over FCC airwaves because of the stuff that I really want to say about what they did to him. He was wrong on a personal level, professionally speaking. You don't do what he did, period. Fine, get rid of him. But it was an HR matter. It was none of our business.
Now, you heard his comments. Now, let me just quickly say this. There's some people that will still maintain the position of we need to keep the lady's identity secret to protect her. And there's been speculations of who the person is. I don't want to go into that because I don't know for sure. But there's been speculations about it, about allegedly who the person is. Here's my retort to that. So for the people that are so concerned with upholding this woman's integrity and with upholding her identity and her safety, whatever it is, if that's how you guys feel, why didn't I hear any of you talking about that same thing when it came to Nia Long? Last time I checked, is Nia Long not a woman? Maybe I missed it. Is Nia Long not a woman? So why wasn't her identity protected in all of this? I'm trying to understand. You guys are for protecting women's identity and making them feel, protected. Why weren't you for that when it came down to Nia Long? Or weren't you savvy enough to understand that by throwing Ime Udoka and raking his name all throughout the mud, you would inevitably draw Nia Long's name into the public? And she spoke against it. She said if the Boston Celtics were so concerned with protecting women, they would have handled the situation differently. So what kind of women are you really concerned with? I'm really confused here. Because she's a woman, and you jokers that are running around talking about they need to protect the woman, you had no issue with that. Or maybe you weren't smart enough to realize what exactly the hell you were supporting. So the people that were concerned again about protecting women, why wasn't she protected? No one will answer this question. Let me make it clear to some of the buffoons in the room that want me to side with you guys. This is why I said some of you guys are a joke. 100% joke. Look at me very well. Look at me very well. You can tell the kind of woman that gave birth to me. I like her a lot. So I'm going to respect her too. And if you want me to respect women that look like you, respect the one that looks like me, please. You guys are a 100% joke. All of you that are supporting this nonsense. You cannot say that, oh my God, we're trying to protect her identity. Meanwhile, another woman that looks just like my mom her name was being dragged all throughout the tabloids, and none of you guys seem to have an issue with it. But you still want to protect women. I'm going to leave it there before I lose my cool, because I already made my positions clear on this topic. I just wanted to report on what Stephen A. Smith had to say. I'm going to leave it there. Catch you on the next show.